Have you ever said yes to something and the moment that the word yes left your mouth, you started to regret your decision? Or have you ever apologized for something that you know it wasn't yours to begin with, yet you apologize to hold the peace or because you did not want to upset somebody? If any of these scenarios resonate with you, you're probably a people pleaser. And the thing about people pleasing is that it usually doesn't go away by itself. It creates a situation where you embrace it as part of your identity, and by default, people don't like you to change because people like people pleasers, right? So if you're here, hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Maria Martinez, and this is the Inner Authority Project. Here we talk about all things identity, transformation, and inner authority for women after 50, especially when it comes to reclaiming our energy and our decision-making authority so that we can trust ourselves again. So one thing that a lot of people don't talk about as it relates to what happens when we stop people pleasing is that things change. And some things might change in a way that you're not expecting them. On this video, I want to talk about things that start to disappear when we are intentional about stopping that people-pleasing quality that we claim. Are you ready? Before we dive in, I want you to pause and think about the last time that you said yes to something when in reality you didn't want to. Think about the rationale behind it and the reason behind it. Often we do things because we want the validation or we want the respect, we want to be liked. And in reality, we are afraid of the cost of those decisions or the ripples that we can create with those decisions. We worry about the relationship or our reputation or what people will think about us, right? So the cost that comes along with people pleasing and in contrast with stopping people pleasing is real. So I want to talk about 5 things that start to happen quietly when we stop people pleasing, because I'm all about reclaiming our inner authority so we can live the next chapter of our lives with clarity and confidence as to what we're going to do. If you're ready, let's dive in. Thing that starts to fade in the background when you stop people pleasing. Number 1, the exhaustion of managing other people's and everybody else's feelings. This can be really heavy because what happens is that we tend to look for validation, that sense of comfort or wanting to be liked, right? We start to care about what other people feel, maybe a little bit too much. And along those lines, we start to carry that emotional charge that comes from worrying about everybody else. So one of the things that starts to fade away when we stop people pleasing is the exhaustion that comes from having to worry about everybody else around us, often putting us and our own needs in the background. The second thing that starts to fade away when we stop people pleasing is the guilt for having an opinion. This too is big. If you think about the last time that you dreaded a meeting or a conversation, chances are it's because the feeling of having to confront or to be in the same room or in the same space with somebody that had a different opinion than yours was very heavy for you. Very often, we tend to apologize for having an opinion. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but, or I am sorry. It's as if we are looking to explain why we have the opinion that we have. And that too, not only can be exhausting, but over time can wear us out. So when you stop people pleasing, you can say goodbye to that sense of guilt that comes from having an opinion about something. Remember, your opinion is as valid as anybody else's. The guilt from having an opinion starts to fade away when we decide we're going to stop people pleasing. The third thing that you can anticipate will start fading away is relationships that existed strictly while you were shrinking. I want you to think back about relationships in your life. What I find is that there's certain relationships that are only alive as long as you were doing the people pleasing, as long as you decided to play small. The moment that you say something that goes against that, all the people start to look at you differently. Those relationships were never meant to be with you long term. The relationships that are conditional to the need for you to please other people or to bend or to facilitate somebody else's growth at your expense, those relationships will probably go away. And that, you might agree, is a good thing. Might be painful at first, but in the long run, they're only doing you a favor. The fourth thing that you probably will start to see fading in the background is the need to explain yourself, similar to the one about having your opinion, right? But this need to explain your logic or how you arrived at that decision starts to fade away when you can confidently say yes or no, or this is what I want, this is what I expect. Can you see the difference? On our quest to help others or to facilitate something or to keep peace even, we might find the need to explain ourselves every step of the way. So the need to explain ourselves also starts to fade away when we stop people pleasing. And the last one, which I think is the one that surprises most people, is resentment. And this is big because there's this quiet sense of anger that comes from overgiving over time. Maybe even looking for that validation that we talked about earlier when we might never even receive it. I find that there is this quiet sense of resentment or of anger that starts to grow within us. We might never verbalize that. We might never say that back to the person that has taken advantage of us for such a long time. But the reality is that it hurts us, right? That resentment, that anger might manifest itself in many ways, often against our own selves. So that is what I think is the biggest of all of the things and the most surprising to most people. And more importantly, I believe in taking action. So I'm talking about taking one micro interaction. That's my thing, right? Knowing is not enough. We must act. So what is a good way that you can take action after learning the things that you will lose by stop people pleasing? Is pause and think about the next time that you have to say yes to something that you are not feeling. One of those things that you already know is not what you want in your life. And I want you to quietly discern to say, this is not what I want, right? Now, you don't have to blow everything up at once, but I want you to pause and assert yourself so that you can start to envision what else is possible here. All right, remember that awareness is the first step, always. So the micro interaction is take that one conversation, pause, and reflect on it, right? Next time that we talk about this, I'm going to ask you to take another action. But for now, my biggest intention for this activity is that you realize when you're saying yes to something that you are not comfortable with. That's your micro interaction for this video. Yes or yes. If this landed for you, any of those things, you want to say, yes, I want to stop people pleasing because I want back all of this energy so that I can build my next phase with clarity and confidence and that sense of empowerment, I have a downloadable jumpstart guide that I want you to download right now. And again, I ask that you like and comment this video, that you share it maybe with another woman over 50 who is a people pleaser by nature, a proud people pleaser even, and let's help turn things around so we can reclaim the next phase of our life with clarity and confidence, and we can dictate exactly what happens next. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Please leave me a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Until next time, this is Dr. Maria Martinez saying goodbye for now.